Hey, Coach. First of all, congratulations on making it to the postseason another time. Um, I guess after the tournament, the ACC tournament was over, and having to sit around for a couple of days, what was the feeling of you and your staff on, the possibility of being selected?
We thought our body of work was really good. We'd like to have won a game in the tournament just to make us feel better, but felt like going 15-15 in our league. The teams that we were able to beat to get 6 series wins and to beat some ranked teams along the way, felt like that was definitely good enough to get us in. But then it comes down to watching some of these other teams play in their conference tournaments and teams stealing bids. You always worry about that. And I've been on the other end of it where you've been on that bubble and then you don't get in. So I don't know that we felt great about it, but we felt deserving. I'll say it like that. And we feel like our league is the number 2 RPI league and that we would get 8 teams in. Felt good, but until they tell you on Monday, you just can't count on it.
What was the feeling inside the room about 11:55 a.m. compared to 12:30 p.m.?
Feeling inside the room was, I think, a lot of anxious guys, and but to see the reaction when our name got called was, I mean, that's as priceless as it gets. And as a coach, that's what you want to see, is the excitement from your team. But again, a lot of hard work goes into it with the players, our coaches, our support staff. A lot goes into this to get the opportunity to play in an NCAA regional. So, proud of them, proud of just everything we've done. And now we get a chance to keep playing.
Coach, do you feel that your team's in a better place now than they were the first time you played Georgia earlier in the season?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, yeah, I think we've played a lot of baseball, and maybe guys have played in that game that were freshmen, first time they're playing in it. They've done a lot here in the last 2-3 months, and have a lot more experience than they had that first go round. But we don't play Georgia. We play UNC Wilmington, and they've had a great program for a long time. They won a lot of games, and that's where our focus has to be, is just, what can we do to get ready to play UNC Wilmington.
You touched on the ACC tournament, going 0-2 there. What do you have to do this weekend to sort of reverse that mark and get up there to Athens and win a couple games?
Just got to play your best baseball, and that includes everything. Like, we have to coach well. We have to play well. You have to pitch it. You have to get timely hits. You have to play good defense. Hopefully some breaks go your way. And, I'm excited we're staying in the state, honestly, to play. I think it's great for our fans. It's great for our parents. Travel's real easy to get up to Athens. So, I think, a lot of just positives for that. But at the end of the day, you gotta play really well, because everybody you're playing is good.
Is the pitching strategy for a regional any different than it is for an ACC tournament?
Oh yeah, it'll be way different, just because, I mean, we're throwing guys on short rest in the ACC tournament. We had a brutal stretch of games there towards the end. I mean, I'm not going to make an excuse, but I think it was something like 8 games in 12 days. We didn't get home from Tallahassee on Saturday night till 1:30 in the morning. Then we're traveling Monday up to Charlotte. Then we got a 3:00 game on Tuesday. Then we got to turn right around, play at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. So it was not just an ideal having pitchers rested to throw, and the whole travel schedule. I mean, that takes a lot out of a team. And so it's the hand we were dealt. And, and it wasn't a good hand. We didn't, just didn't play well and do enough good things up there to win a game.
That's all I got, Coach.
I guess one of the important questions is what is the health of Trey and Peyton right now?
I think Peyton's good. Trey, we're going to find out. I mean, he's moving around and seems to be getting better every day. And, we don't play till Friday. So I'll be very surprised if he's not ready to play. I'd say it like that. And, but, Green is fine.
Hey, Ben, Coach talked about, how difficult, that stretch was for you guys towards the end and then having the short rest in the ACC tournament. As a pitcher, how difficult is that knowing that the turnarounds are going to be short?
I mean, it definitely is really tough. I mean, I think from that stretch of the Florida State series, I pitched on Friday night, and then we played on Thursday. So I pitched on Thursday for an inning, then pitched on Friday for a multiple inning stint. Then I was down for a couple days. Was hot in the bullpen in our first pool play game on Tuesday, and then pitched in the game for multiple innings on Wednesday. So it's a lot of it's not even just the innings that you're throwing out on the mound. The pitches. You have a pitch count of like, oh, you threw 30 pitches or something, but that doesn't include all the pitches that you threw in the bullpen warming up, the pitches that you threw in between innings. So it definitely kind of starts to wear on you. You get to this part of the season and into that short rest in the ACC tournament. It's a tough little stretch, but nice to have a break here and be able to kind of get back out and practice and really work on some things this week. This week we practiced a couple times over this weekend, just trying to get really ready for this opportunity to go and compete in a regional.
Ben, take me inside the team's reaction about 12:30 when you saw that name pop up.
We were really nervous. I'll be honest with you. We were kind of watching the show and saw some other teams that we had seen be bubble projected teams, and we're kind of doing the math in our head of like, well, there's 5 ACC teams that are hosting. We're not going to get sent there. They've already announced all these other non-ACC hosts, and didn't get sent there. And so then it got to the Georgia regional or the Athens regional, and we were like, all right, we really need this one to come through. This is, if it's going to happen, it probably needs to happen right now. And it did. And so happy for this group of guys. I mean, all that we've been through the last 2 years, really, between the struggle of last season and all of the turnover that we've had, roster wise, and then to come in this year and kind of the struggles that we had earlier in the year in ACC play. I mean, just to go from being a team where we were 3-6 in ACC play, and that was, kind of being honest, we had just played probably the easiest stretch of our ACC schedule. And so we were kind of thinking we were dead to rights, and just the resiliency for us to come back and do what we had to do to put ourselves in a position to be a postseason team is just an unbelievable feeling. So proud of every guy in the locker room, and our coaching staff has just been with us every step of the way. So I think you saw on that reaction show, that was a lot of, kind of month and a half of pent up emotion and worry and stress getting relieved to know that we made the field.
Talking about that selection show leading into it, do you guys pay attention? I mean, there's literally, tons of different people putting projections out there, and it can really make you happy one day and upset the next day. And then on the other hand, or do you pay attention to the solid information that Andrew was putting out about where the team was?
I think we definitely all pay a lot of attention to all the different brackets, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, we're living and dying every time that D1 baseball would update their bracketology or whatever. And, they had us in for forever. And then for some reason late last night, I went to sleep thinking, okay, they've got us in their last 4 in. No, there were no more bid stealers today. I think we're going to be okay. And then I wake up this morning, they had released another one and they had us out. They had us as the first team out. And I was like, oh geez, now we got to be, this is even more stressful. But no, it's been the talk of the team the last, since we got back from Charlotte is, are we going to get in or not? And what all we needed to happen in all the conference tournaments. But then even to see at the end of the selection show, we weren't even one of the last 4 teams. And I think kind of speaks to our body of work, and, to win 6 series in the ACC with the strength of our league. I really feel like we had a strong year as a team, and So really just grateful that the selection committee decided to give us this opportunity.
Do you feel like
Uh,
you can make, do you feel like you can make some noise this weekend?
All we can do is just show up and try and play our best baseball. I still don't really think that we have had a weekend where we've clicked and where everybody has been playing to the best of their capability at the same time. We've had weekends where the pitching staff's been really good, and where the offense was struggling a little bit, and we've had a bunch of weekends where the offense looked great and where our pitching staff has not looked up to the standard. So just hoping that we can show up and play our best baseball. And then at that point, anything that happens. I mean, every team that's in the tournament at this point is a great team. And so really all we can do at this point is just go and take care of our business and trust our process and be comfortable with the results at that point and have no regrets looking back, saying that we did everything in our power to go out and compete in those games.
Now that you guys are back, what has Coach Taylor's message been to you guys? And now that he has a year of coaching you guys, do you think he has a better handle on who can do what?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that the last 3 or 4 weeks have been really rough for our pitching staff, just being honest. I mean, and we've readily will talk about that. We were right around 7th in the league coming out of the Virginia series in most stats, which was a big step forward for us given where we were last year. And then we've played, our last 3 series of the year, and then the 2 teams we played in the ACC tournament were top 5 offenses in the country, and they've roughed us up pretty good. I mean, we'll be honest about that. And so our stats on the season look not great. But a lot of that has just been the home run. We sat down as a pitching staff at the beginning of the year and talked about what's something that we can control that we know that we can be better than we've been the past couple of years. And we decided we didn't want to walk as many people as we've walked in the past. So we haven't done that. We're not the worst team in the league at walking people this season, which we have been the last couple. We are giving up a bunch of home runs right now. So that's kind of the focus for our team right now. We're trying to figure out what we can do to limit those. And so we've been working hard on that and talking about that. But at the end of the day, it just all is about us going out and competing and trusting our process, trusting the work that we've done for the full year. Some guys have had years that they're really proud of. Other guys have kind of had taken a step back this year and not had the year that they wanted to have. I mean, I'll include myself in that. I haven't had as consistent a year this year as I would have liked to. But it's a new season. The postseason the stats reset. So there's nothing stopping us from going out and being the best pitching staff in the country in the month of June. We just got to go out and trust our process and know that we're capable and talented enough to do that if we show up and handle our business.